Hi everyone, I'm Frederick. Just now I want to cover pivoting data. I think that's a critical part of importing data to Tableau. What I mean by pivoting data is most of the time when we have a data set from on Excel, the data is represented this way, where we have uh, different measures in different columns, as so, like a figure on the left-hand side. Tableau prefers when the data is tall, like this when on the right-hand side, where, for example, in that situation, the food group is one column compared to multiple columns, like we've got 6 columns for that. And the measures, which are the numbers, are in one column. And in situation, it's called serving, and all the measures are in one column. If you import that, the left-hand side chart in Tableau, it would work, but Tableau would create 6 different measures. And it would be very hard to do any work. If you import this chart, this Excel spreadsheet in Tableau, it would be much easier because there's only one measure. So I'm going to show you an example with a spreadsheet, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration. So this table there in SXL, as the name says at the bottom, is too wide. It's not very good in Tableau. That's the same example where we have, this one is like a survey question. We have 4 questions, and then we got numbers, which are the responses. Importing that in Tableau, it's possible, but it will make it hard to compare and to do some measurement. If you turn that and you pivot the data in Tableau, you can do it in Excel, but I'm going to show you that in a minute to do it in Tableau. This time you got one measure, which is answers, one column, and all the numbers into one column, and the questions are in one column, and it becomes much easier to work with Tableau. So if I'm turning to, I'm going to turn to Tableau to show you how you do it in Tableau. It's very, very easy. So I've got Tableau there. So what I did is just imported, I'm going to share the sample file as well, but you could do that with any kind of file. So I've imported in Tableau the file that we don't like because it's too wide, as I said. To pivot that in Tableau, you need to be in the data source panel. You need to import the data as so. And you basically click and shift click. So I'm basically clicking multiple times on every single columns, holding the shift key. And as you can see, it's grayed out. And the next step, when all the columns are selected, you right click when you mouse and pivot. And as you can see, the data has been pivoted. And the next step is probably to rename those columns. So you might want to, if you double click on pivot field name, this one could be called answers, and double click on pivot field value, and maybe this one value is enough, values. And now you got a pivoted data. So if you go back to sheet 1, your data is basically ready to go, and you can start doing some analysis. That's not something you would have been able to do that easily if you were using the other spreadsheet, which was this one. So if I do it again quickly, Control Z to show you again. So I'm just shift selecting to control the columns I want. Right click and pivot, and then rename the fields. That's very easy. In some situation, you might find data in for example, the ABS website in Australia. So often the data is presented that way, where you get sometimes there's an image, there's a bit of description, there's multiple fields, and those, as you can see, those fields have different headers. I bet you that if you import that in Tableau, it won't work. It will be very hard to analyze. So you need to shift and pivot the data as I did before, and you end up with something that's that way. So what you see there is exactly the same data than that table there, but this time it's long, where I've got one column for values, one column for age group, one column for years, and one for gender. So what I did basically, I just pivoted the data to make it tall, and you can import that file in Tableau and it would work. I hope you found that video very useful. Thank you very much. Bye.